Guys, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves.
Okay.
Come on with it,
We're back again on this good Monday. I'm Ray. I am a hairstylist here in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, in the Union in Texas and the Union in LA. Just happy to be on here with my sisters, doing what we do best and being able to bring different people that are in the industry to you guys. So thank y'all for joining us. And we got some gems today. And whoever wants to go next.
Hey guys, I'm Michael Michelle. Everybody call me Kels for short if you can't pronounce Michael. But I'm Michael Michelle. I'm located in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm super excited to be on this live today. We have some gems to drop and, a lot of advice to give and some motivation and inspiration. So I'm just excited. Again, we do this every single Monday. So if you have a makeup artist or a hairstylist or a wardrobe stylist or whoever is in the industry, go ahead and send them this post right now so that they can join the live as well.
Hi, everybody, and I am Sheree Slay, and I am here in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. I always got to shout out my Detroit home, so shout out to Detroit. I am a hairstylist, and I'm also a makeup artist, and I'm also in 484 as well as 706, the unions out here. And like Kel says, we want to reach out to as many people as possible and share all the information that we have as hair and makeup artists with you guys. So tell all your friends, tell them to come on in. We have some wonderful guests that we'll be bringing in, but we also have lots of information that ourselves will be sharing with you guys. So we're going to jump on in and start telling you guys some great things about our topic today, which we'll be talking about continuity.
Yeah.
So you guys want to get started?
Absolutely. I mean, I know we have all been on shows, continuity is something that is super important. But even for, the viewers, people that are just coming into the live, we've all seen a TV show or a movie or something where it's okay, wait a minute. Now I know that bang was on the left side and now it's on the right side.
Right.
Or now I know she had on the orange belt, but now it's a black belt. What happened? I know that scrunchie was big and silky and now it's a little rubber band. What's going on?
What is going on? Yeah.
That, my friends, is called continuity.
Right. Or that finger wave was this big, now that finger wave is real small or real flat. How did that happen?
And we're not gonna call out no movies. Y'all know the movies names, but we're gonna keep that. We're gonna keep that under,
Yeah.
Y'all can read between the lines, though.
Yeah.
But we've all seen it. We've all seen it.
We're no haters here.
Absolutely. But that is what continuity is. It's continuing. So sometimes in TV and film, for those of you who don't know, we may shoot the first day of something in a script on a Tuesday, and then on that Wednesday we're shooting the 30th day.
Absolutely.
And then maybe we have to go back to the first day. So it's very important for us in the Vanities departments to make sure that we keep some kind of record of what our person looked like, so that if we ever have to go back to that, we know exactly what they look like, exactly where the part was, exactly where the curl was, how everything flowed, so that when you see it on screen or when viewers see it on screen, everything flows and y'all don't realize that we've been shooting this for 6 months. So,
So you know what I like to do, Ray? I like to do a character breakdown. We're in a trailer. Oftentimes we do something called a character breakdown, where we will break down a script, and we'll go through that script with a fine-tooth comb. And let's say in the scene they'll be talking about this character is on a boat and the hair is flying in the wind. And so we will go through that script and we will look at what this character will be doing, and we'll decide what type of hairstyle that we're going to give this character. And we will write down in this particular character what this character is going to need and what that hairstyle is going to be, so that we can know how to keep the continuity of that particular hairstyle for that particular day and that particular scene. So all that is going to be very, very detailed, because if we don't do that, in one day that hairstyle can be, like you said, a bang, and the next hairstyle day, it can literally be a finger wave if you don't keep continuity real tight and right. it can be all over the place, and that movie will look like literally a wave.
Yeah.
So continuity is super important.
It's super important. And, you know, just to piggyback on what the ladies were saying, that doesn't mean that mistakes does not happen. Mm-hmm. Mistakes do happen. I mean, I can remember a time where I was working on a show and it was pouring raining. I mean, raining so hard, and the hair was supposed to be a certain way. I'm going to say some curls it was supposed to be. And then the rain just completely wiped the curls completely out. And it was nothing we could do. So I did my best to, like, work what I can work with, curl the curls, and it still got wet. And it still was, you know, not the same. It wasn't the same continuity. So things happen. So we're going to talk about all of those things on how to keep those things in flow and how to avoid from those things happen if possible, you know. And then also we're going to have a guest coming on today.
Yes. And so we'll have our guests coming in a little bit. But before we do, I want to introduce her a little bit as well. Our guest coming in today is the great Valerie Jackson. She is someone that I met in LA, and I worked with her. They played on American Horror Stories, which she received an Emmy for.
Okay.
And a few Emmy nominations.
Oh,
she's
got Valerie.
And she got an Emmy, I believe, for American Horror Story. I believe she got an. I can't remember if it was Emmy or Emmy nomination. She'll have to clear it up for me because I know she's got nominations and Emmys. But either way, she does amazing work. I believe she was also nominated for and got an Emmy for a daytime TV show as well. So she's just been in the game, y'all, and working with her is like, you know how we are. We like great energy. Mm-hmm. We love for somebody to be like, hey, do this. And then you go do it, and they trust you to get the job done. So working with Valerie was just like that. You know, she's been a really great person, even throughout, like, after working with her, she was just a really great human. When my mom passed, she was there for me and just kind of, you know, showed herself as a real person and not just a department head that I worked with before. You know what I'm saying? So she's always been like a really dope person that I always wanted to stay in touch with. And I'm excited for y'all to meet her today.
Yes, I'm actually excited. You know what's so crazy though? I swear to you. So when you first sent me Valerie's information, I went to her page because I was like, wait a minute, this lady sounds familiar. Mm-hmm. I actually DM'd her a year ago, and we've been communicable through Instagram. So I think that's right. Yeah, so I think that's actually really, really funny. So I'm actually excited to talk to her today.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Kels, because also too, if you ever go back to LA, like, definitely want to connect with her.
She's that girl, huh?
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
Well, guys, let's tell everybody who we are before we bring Valerie in. So. I'll start with myself. Again, I'm here in Atlanta. I do work in TV and film, but I also have a mentorship program. And it is geared to helping cosmetologists become successful where they are in their careers. Mm-hmm. So this with our lives is all about all of our lives is about mentoring. So if you guys are new to this, we're doing this every single Monday, mm-hmm. and this is geared around mentorship. So that's the whole point of us actually bringing in a different guest each time, because we would like to, you know, not only get mentored by us, but get mentored by other people that you possibly haven't got a chance to hear about. So I'll give Sharice the floor.
Yeah, and I also have a mentoring program, and I share information about what I've done throughout my career as a hairstylist and salon owner, working with different celebrities, working in the editorial field as well as working in TV and film. So I share from all those different aspects. And again, as Kel says, we bring people on from different industries, because we'll be bringing on some hot guests, and I won't tell you all the fire that we bring in, because you guys, we are going to be bringing the heat. So you make sure you tune in every single week. We have some amazing guests that's going to be coming on, and we're bringing them on to share information from so many different perspectives, to let you know that everybody brings so many different things that can help you grow, and become better in your area of expertise. So I'm going to send it to you, Rachel.
Oil. So I put my phone down. I took it off the charger and put it down. So I hope y'all can still hear me.
Oh yeah, we hear good.
Okay, so so today's topic is about keeping up with continuity and working on anthology series. A lot of you may or may not know. There's American Horror Story and American Horror Stories, and Stories is an anthology series, which will break down a little bit more once Valerie gets on. But I would like to go ahead and invite her.
Yes, let's get her on here.
We will have a little bit of time for questions, a little bit, after we speak with her some. So if y'all have a question, get your question in your head and get ready to ask it, because the window is going to be small. So ask the question quick if you have one.
But go ahead and send this live to your friends so that they can catch this live right now.
Absolutely. We don't want anybody to miss it. Okay, so I added her on.
Okay.
And y'all know how this thing gets. You invite somebody, you got to invite them a couple of times before they pop. By the way, y'all, my birthday is Sunday.
Yeah.
You send a shout out to Rachel for her birthday.
I'm gonna be 26 years young again.
I know that's right, but you look 26, okay?
Right. You ladies both look fabulous. I wanted to tell you guys, you look so pretty.
Thank you, sis. You look pretty too, boo.
Hi, Joe.
Here's Valerie. Hi.
Hello there.
Hello, ladies.
Hi.
You
How
guys
are
are
you?
fun. I bet you are a fun bunch to be on set.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. We keep it live.
We are super excited to have you today.
Yes, we are.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. Would you mind giving our viewers a little information about you?
Yes. So I have wanted to be a hairdresser my entire life. So I've had the opportunity to basically work in what I would say is every asset or facet of the hair industry. I've done theater, I've done daytime television, film, all sorts of series. And then I've had my own hair salon. So I feel very blessed to have had the opportunity to work in all these different areas, which you're doing the same general type of hairdressing, but it's a little different and you learn different things along the way. So,
okay.
Nice.
So let's get into the meat and potatoes, because you're being you're being a little, what's the word, Kels?
Modest.
Touch your horn a little bit.
Yeah, we like to toot horns over here. We like to tell people who you are for real. Do a little name dropping. That's the whole point. We need to know. We need people to know who you are behind all of this amazing work you do.
And I need you to correct me if I'm wrong. I thought it was 2 Emmys and 13 Emmy nominations, but please correct me. Let us know, because I could be wrong.
well, okay. So it's the 1 Emmy.
Okay.
And I did get that for a daytime drama, All My Children, which was such a fun show to work on. I did work on the fabulous Susan Lucci, and that in itself was just fun. I think I have 13 nominations, and I've been blessed to go to the Emmys quite a few times from shows that I've had such a fun experience working on. So.
Wow.
That's been great. I think I have a Guild Award for American Horror Story. Yes.
That's dope.
Wow.
I drop here, y'all. Let's slow down, okay? Let's make sure that we don't just breeze by this like this is something that everybody gets a chance to do. Okay?
Yes.
Let's pause for the moment. We need to give her a standing ovation for this, because this is not something everybody gets a chance to do. Really, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Let's give them your flowers right now.
Congratulations.
Everybody throw a little hand.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, where are the hearts here?
Okay.
Let's go throw the fire in the air. Let's give
you
her
guys
her
can throw
roses.
some hearts out. That would be super amazing.
That's sweet.
Yes.
I love it.
Well, my hat's off to you, Valerie.
Oh, thank you.
Because I'm pretty sure it was not an easy situation, an easy journey. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I have to tell you, I tend to like challenging projects. And just to take it all the way back, working on soaps, I know a lot of times they don't get the love from a working standpoint that maybe bigger popular shows get, but I mean, that is just fast. You got someone getting married in the same day, dying in the same day, getting kidnapped the same day, you know, and you gotta do all the different hairstyles that go with that storyline. So, and sometimes you're doing that for just a straight month. So,
wow.
Pretty fun.
Well, you know what? That brings up our first question. I mean, we're talking about continuity, and that right there is a big one because that's a lot of transition in one day. Okay. How do you maintain continuity consistently with all the actors over that period of time?
I really do like to use the old-fashioned method of lots of photos and proper photos. Sometimes, too, when it has to do with a length of time and you have people's hair that grows, I'll even take measurements with measuring tape, put that down in the continuity book just to make sure that things really stay on point. Okay. Yeah, continuity is a real big deal to me because it could really take someone out of the story if, you know, the continuity's off. Like Rick was saying with the rubber bands or the bangs on the side, it could be that simple and then you're out of it, you know?
Right.
It can be really distracting.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Well, Kels, do you want to ask the next question?
Yeah, I actually think we should dig a little deeper into Cherie's question first before we go into the other one. Agreed. Only just because I just feel like that was just such a, you know, good question. And I feel like our viewers need to hear more about how she go into, you know, doing her continuity. Yeah. And, you know, I mean, or anything you would like to share about continuity.
Sure. Well, once again, like I was saying, continuity is just so important. Definitely photos. I like to use apps. I use like a scriptation app, which is really good for breaking down and keeping things, you know, really well organized.
Yeah.
Photos are really, really important. I guess that's the main thing. I keep a book. Everything's labeled, character name, and then by the days and all the different changes. And then when it comes to the changes during the day, making sure that in the morning you take all those photos out and you know, like it could be a 14-hour day, but you know, like all day what is going to be happening. And then it's nice to set yourself up too. Like let's say you have a hairstyle on a woman where she starts off and her hair is curly, but later on they decided to shoot something that the hair is straight. Then you have to make sure there's enough time involved so that your continuity is consistent, you know?
Nice. Wow. But what type is there? Hasn't been a situation, because we was talking about earlier how we were saying continuity is important as well, but I was just saying sometimes mistakes do happen. Has there been a situation where somebody on your team or you made a mistake, and how did you pivot from there when it came to that?
I'm actually thinking, I'm going to put
like
myself
weather,
out there, but I'm thinking,
all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking of a situation that happened on Stories, our lovely actress. So, you know, you work really closely with costumes and the script and all of the above. So it's all team effort. So in the beginning of the day, you take out your photos, you know what the looks are going to be, but on Stories, our actress actually caught it. They had her in a dress, and she's like, wait a minute, my hair wasn't like this the last time I wore this dress. So to find out they had made a little bit of a change, but the communication wasn't fully there. So yeah, when I saw her in this dress, I freaked out. So I'm like, oh my gosh. But luckily, because she was so on top of it, we were able to bring her back in and then just do the little switch up real quick. But I love it when the actors are, you know, part of the process.
Yeah.
That's the part that's kind of tricky, though, you know, just only because I know what happens if you don't have much time. I know that when you have them and you get most of the time, I mean, it's happened to me, and I'm sure, I don't know if it's happened to you guys.
Yeah.
They were wearing their hair was a certain way, and then they got sent to set, and then they have to come all the way back.
Yeah.
To fix the situation.
Oh yeah. That is not fun.
Not at all, because you're in panic mode at that point, like, oh my God,
oh, yeah.
somebody get the set like now.
Yeah.
I was going. We had gotten the actor done in the trailer, and from the trailer to set was a go-kart ride.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I was getting from the trailer to set. It was a completely different hairstyle by the time she got to set, and it was like, it was a lesson learned. Like, okay, this can't happen anymore because now hair went from being a side now to the other side.
Oh yeah. Yes. That's when it's great to have a good connection with me being in hair with like the makeup artist, the makeup department, the hair department. I know a couple times on stories, because it is an anthology series, a lot of times we would start shooting one episode, but then already start doing camera tests and stuff for the next episode, so I couldn't always be there with my lead actor or actors. And sometimes I would get a little text from makeup department saying, is this how it was supposed to look? Which I love, and I'd be like, I'll be right there.
Right.
It's like, a ride down, somebody bent over to get something, and then it turns into a different hairstyle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's interesting when that ride is like, set is 15, 20 minutes away. You're like, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Especially if the wind is blowing or the weather does not permit or whatever, all of that stuff. I'm sure that's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah.
It happens, but the good thing is, like, we're always ready, or you're with you have two people on your team that are always ready, that are problem solvers. Like, you know what? Hey, let's put a little rain bonnet on her. Or, hey, let's get a silk scarf or something and wrap it around.
Yeah.
Y'all have our different things that we do to keep it'll happen one good time.
Yeah. Or you have your cordless curling irons and cordless flat irons and things of that nature.
That's
exactly
true. Or you have a panel just set up for you when you already know something that's going to happen, like the weather or something. Just ready to go.
So I think, Kels, it's time for your question. Or did you ask your question? Was that your question?
I asked my question. I feel like we'll have more time to ask more, but I think it's your turn now.
And we will have some extra time too if viewers want to ask questions too. But my question is, of course, I got to see a little bit of how you worked because I was blessed to work with you on American Horror Stories, which was great. And she was like, Ray, do this. And I was like, okay. And then I went and did it. She wasn't like right here on my shoulder. She wasn't. And sometimes department heads are, and that's okay if that's how they run their departments. But she was just like, I trust you, just go do it. So I was like, okay, pictures, approval, go to set. And it was just that easy. She's like, I got other fish to fry.
Yeah.
So I got a whole fish over here. I need you to. And it was like, I definitely felt like I was on a team. But one thing that I thought was so crazy about working on that show was that every episode was a different show. Like, it was a different cast. Every episode was something different. So how was keeping up with your continuity with that specific anthology series? Because how many episodes, and every episode was literally something different.
Yeah, it was 8 episodes, and we definitely have a different book when it comes to the actual collection of continuity for each episode. And then once again, just keeping really careful notes on all of the different looks, making sure at the end of the night, like if there's wigs, Ray, there were a lot of wigs, a lot of hair pieces, just keeping them really nicely maintained on the heads that they belong on. Heads are always labeled. Put them into the case where they belong or up somewhere. Like, just keep organization is, I think, the key when it comes to continuity.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's really the best I could say about the anthology and continuity there. It's kind of like the same, but you just got to make sure everything's separate because the looks and the ideas and the storyline was so different from each episode.
Right. Also, also, can we explain to our viewers what an anthology series is? I guess
that's a good one, Rachel.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the anthology series is it's a series of shows, and for like American Horror Stories, we had 8, and every single story is different. So it's like 45 to an hour each show, and it's just completely a different idea, different story, different actors. Kind of the idea is like a Twilight Zone or something like that, where you just have everything is different for the season.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's a good explanation, because the Twilight Zone, my God.
Yeah. Can we get into just a little bit about Valerie, y'all, real quick? Can we ask her some background stuff? Because again, it is some newer people starting to come in. I'm noticing people are coming in and some people are coming out.
Yeah.
And I know you said you've been doing hair for a long time, but can you give us a little bit of backstory? Like, what made you even want to get into doing like hair for TV or just hair in general? What made you want to get into this?
Well, I'm going to be honest. I really was that girl who was cutting people's hair in the bathroom at school and braiding all the cheerleaders. And I just always wanted to do hair. And I remember going into my high school counselor, and she was trying to, steer me into colleges. And I was like, I just want to be a hairdresser. And she was like, well, that's not a real job. And I'm like, well, of course it's a real job.
Right. They all say that.
I go to college, but I'm still a hairdresser. So did a little bit of both. But I had always just wanted to work in a hair salon, and a friend of mine had just finished Joe Blasco, the makeup school, and she was going to go do like a student film. And she said, well, you're good at hair. Do you want to come just help me do hair? So I said, okay. So that was my first time with like the experience on set. And I'm like, this is really cool. Like, you have a story, and I love the idea of keeping continuity. Like, it sounds like it could be problematic for some people, but I loved it. Yeah. It's almost like a challenge that you're willing to accept,
Right.
And I worked for many years non-union, and had really great opportunities in the theater. When I worked on All My Children, that was a non-union show. I did that for years. But then a really great show that I used to watch called Mad Men was on, and one thing that is very dear to my heart is characters and period. That is like my favorite type of hairstyle. Oh, I love this sculpt. It's so fun, right?
Yeah, it is. It's so fun.
Good too. I got it.
Oh yeah. So that's when I decided I was gonna try everything I could to join the union, because I was like, if I just had an opportunity to work on that show, that would be amazing. So I did the 60-60-60 for the union. So I had 3 years at All My Children. I was able to apply that toward union hours, and I joined. I worked background for a bit and met this other hairdresser who asked me, what is it that you want to do? And I said, I just really want to work on Mad Men. And he was like, well, I know someone over there. And you just hope and pray like, oh, I hope it'll work out, but I'm not, I don't really know this gentleman. So I get back I actually was fortunate enough to, one of my first jobs was working background on Hunger Games in Atlanta on Catching Fire. And that was lots of fun. All the sculpted hairdos you got to do for the audience, the crowd. So when I got back, I got this phone call from Jules Holdren, who was running background.
I love Jules
Rivers. I know. And Teresa Rivers, department head on Mad Men. Both of them are like wonderful. And so Jules called me and said, are you available to work a couple days? So I said, oh my gosh, yes, this is like my dream show. So I go down and help her out for a day, and it ended up that the person that was going to work with her in the trailer couldn't do it. So she's like, are you available for the season? Yes, I am. So
you see how God be working?
Yes.
So I was very fortunate to work that season in the trailer, and then Teresa asked me if I would come help her in the main trailer the next 2 seasons. So then I was able to do that, and that was lots of fun too. So, and then from there, I've just been very blessed to have some really great opportunities. So
that's amazing.
Who are some of your mentors as far as in the business who helped you?
That's a good question.
So I'm going to say people that I just really look up to and admire, and I think they have great business sense, great department heads. One for sure is Teresa Rivers. I've worked many years for her as my key, as her key, and just her business style, her styling, her kindness. She's hilarious. So I don't know if you haven't met her, I highly recommend you somehow infuse yourself into her life because she's amazing.
Okay.
Londa Tu Singh, who is really wonderful, very talented, Oscar award-winning hairdresser. Jules Holdren, of course, who is amazing. I've been very fortunate to just work with really great people.
That's awesome. I love that. I just met Jules recently on the last show that I was working on before the strike happened. Yeah. We literally off the set. That was that. So hopefully that comes back soon. But I do have a question. When it comes to continuity and your team and your department, how do you like to delegate taking care of that? Do you have one person that does it? Do you have everybody own actors? How do you like to do it?
That's a good question. Mm-hmm. So I feel like in the trailer, as a department head, I feel like first and foremost, your goal and your job should be to photograph and keep detailed notes on your own actor. And then if someone has to go to set with someone else's actor, then of course they're in charge of keeping the photos and things like that. So it's still very much a team effort, but first and foremost, everyone's in charge of their actor. Mm-hmm. And then as a department head, I always know what people's hair is, because if someone has to be out or something happens, I know I'm watching. I'm not like in your business. I let you be creative, but like, I know if that part is right above this eyebrow to the right, I know it, mm-hmm. You know, whether so just keeping a good eye on stuff. And I also encourage everyone that's in the trailer, to know what other people's hairdos are as well. So everyone can always step in and do that based on continuity. So just detailed notes, you know, so definitely a team effort.
Do you guys use sync on set or something like that?
I've used sync on set a couple times. It's pretty good, but I have to admit, sometimes when you're really, really busy, for everyone to take time away to make sure sync on set is in sync can get a little challenging.
Yeah, it's not exactly my favorite.
Yeah.
It's not
it's not always accurate.
Yeah.
Before we get into the questions for the viewers, can we just ask you this? How important it is for you? Because I know you just name dropped your mentors that you looked up to. How important it is for you to, or for anybody coming up in the industry, to have a mentor?
I mean, it's really important. It's really great to have someone that you know you can trust, that has great information for you, where sometimes you get in a bind. We all do when we're on set and we're like, how am I going to go about doing this? Yeah. Or sometimes it could be like more business related, the business side. And you're like, I just really need to speak to someone who can give me guidance or who has experience in this area. It's good to be connected and have, those that you can rely on too.
Exactly. Okay. All right, y'all ready for these questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Get into it. Does anybody have any questions? If you do, go ahead and tap the little question box below. And that will help us kind of filter through your questions versus putting them in the comments because they get lost. So go ahead and tap the button. You can ask whatever questions you have for any of us. And we are ready.
Yes, and don't be afraid, because you are literally on live with some of the best hairstylists in the industry right now. My sisters are on here, and I'm just so excited to just keep doing this with you guys. I just want to keep saying that because this is just a great opportunity, not just for the viewers, but just for us in general, so we can continue to push ourselves and inspire others and motivate. So thank you again, Valerie, for joining us today. We're really blessed to have you on our live.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
One thing I learned is you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. And
absolutely.
Taker, I'm gonna shoot it. I'm gonna shoot my shot, whether I brick, whether I airball, but I'm looking to make it in that basket.
Yeah.
So
my famous quote is, invest in yourself and your career will pay you back.
Absolutely.
Yes, I love that. I love that. So guys, go ahead and ask your questions. Go ahead and hit people are asking questions, but you gotta hit the box so that she can see it.
Okay, I do see that question. Continuity, can you give me a definition of what that is? If y'all don't mind, please ask your questions in the little question mark quotation box below. Yeah. We did talk a little bit about it. Continuity is basically how you keep up with your talent, how you keep up with their looks, how you keep up with what they looked like in which scene, on which day. Was it day or night? Was it day one? Was it day two? Were they crying? Were they happy? Were they drunk? Were they sleeping? You know, it's keeping, like Valerie said, very detailed notes about each character, from, you know, what their real name is to what their character name is, so on and so forth. And it's just being very detailed about who that character is, and making sure that if at any given time somebody goes down, or, you know, the person that they do on set, they can't do that day. Yeah. COVID did a number on all of us during that. Continuity was huge. And people had to step in and step up. So it just kind of saves you and your team, and keeps your team in sync, so that everybody can make sure that no matter what, your department is continuing to run smoothly. Continuing. That's continuity. It's a continuation. So you just make sure that everything is flowing.
And I'm sure you guys saw movies who messed up, like we was talking about earlier, where a hairstyle might have looked a certain way, and then the next take, but it's the same scene, the hairstyle has changed. that is continuity. I know y'all saw the Ray J challenge, right? When he had that hat on his head, and then each thing, it was his hat kept turning around. It's called the Ray J challenge. If y'all ain't see that, y'all gotta Google it.
I gotta see it. I haven't seen it.
It's so freaking funny. Oh my God, it's hilarious.
Also, continuity isn't just for the hair department. It's for
every department.
Makeup, costumes, set decoration, the art department, props, everybody. Okay, we do have a question. We had a question. What happened to it? We had a question in the question box, and now it disappeared.
People aren't asking questions.
Don't be scared to ask y'all questions, you guys. Again, this is definitely to help you. So this is a whole mentor moment right now.
We only have Miss Jackson. Hey, Miss Jackson. We only have for about less than 10 more minutes. So I will go ahead and ask your questions, and don't be scared.
Well, I guess we can ask more questions until somebody else come in and ask their questions. We're still waiting for you guys. You can have the floor, ask your questions away. But I guess
I have a question.
Yeah.
How do you do your character breakdown?
That's a good one.
I mean, yeah. How do I give the short answer of that?
I know that's right.
I mean, I definitely start with reading the full script and already start thinking of ideas in my mind as I'm looking. Then, of course, the one-liner is very instrumental in helping you get there, as well as the additional. I mean, yeah. And then I actually get some pen and paper, and I just go old-fashioned, write characters down.
Yeah.
Do you do them on one sheet, like your main characters, or you do an individual character breakdown per character?
I definitely do individual breakdown for every single character. Okay. And then I do put it in a format that's easy to read for the team. Okay. Then I'll post that on the back wall, so everyone just knows, in this scene, this is who the people that are in it, and this is what they're going to be wearing, this is what they look like, da-da-da.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's have 2 questions. We got about 3 questions. So the first question, what's the best route to take to start working on set? This is from Simply Chris Styles.
Well, let's see. I'm going to say definitely seek out opportunities, like in your local, like you can do local theater, anything that kind of gets your foot in the door. There's student films, and I know a lot of times that may sound like a student film, but if you go to some of the colleges in your area, student films, there's money put to those. These are the final projects for a lot of people in college, like university. So helping out there, because I did that. I literally have done it all. Just doing local things kind of will start to help you get your foot in the door, meet people. Networking is pretty good. I mean, the fact that social media is really on the rise better, I didn't have that back when I was a youngin', so just stay in contact, put yourself out there.
Okay, next question. I guess this kind of goes with it, and it could be a quick answer. But I'll ask it because they asked. Trendy Hair by T, how do you really get your foot in the door?
Same question.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of my journey, and like I said, once I did that project with my friend, and I was like, "This is fun. I want more." I really have to stay on that one project, just meeting people. And once again, it was I don't know that I was paid, but like $20 a day. So I don't recommend that. But it wasn't like I got into this big project and then I got these opportunities. But I kind of thought it was part of like paying my dues. I kind of seen it as I was learning the experience of STEC, because there's not really, other than facets like this, there's not really a school that says when you get to set, this is what you get, you know?
Right.
So, I mean, I learned not to spray hairspray in front of the camera that day.
Oh my God.
Spraying.
Oh
Yeah,
my God. I have a
all
story
over
about
the
that, but
camera.
that's for another day.
Yeah. So I really just kind of piggyback on what I said previously, kind of just be exposed to things in your community, and be nice to everyone on set, because you never know who knows who and who can
say that again
to someone. Yes, be nice anyway. But
Can we shout out keep good relationships?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And, you know, and I want to just piggyback off of that, you know, keeping good relationships, and whoever bring you in, you just keep a good relationship with them, because you just never know. You are there for the person, and Valerie, I know you probably want to speak for this. The person that brings you on, you're there to make a good impression on them, because they're the ones that's going to bring you back for other projects. So you just want to make not the people who are already there. So you just want to make sure that you are, you know, and I'm not saying that those people can't, but you always want to make sure that the person who brings you onto that specific job, that you're just keeping up a good relationship with them.
yes, absolutely.
Okay. So now we have like 7 questions in the question box, but
I can't see no questions.
Me neither.
But
I see them now.
And we can ask some more questions. We can answer some more questions, but unfortunately, it is our time to get our special guest on with her life. I know she got things that she has to do.
We love you, Valerie. Thank you so much.
Fun. Thank you so much for having me.
We happy you came.
Thank all of you on set.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you.
That would be
I'll be
great.
back in LA soon for sure.
Oh, good. Hit me up, and hopefully we're back to work by then.
Oh, right. And we're so looking forward to it, since we all work in LA too.
Until next time, Valerie.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming on.
Some questions for you guys. You guys stick around. Valerie is just logging off, but you guys can stay on.
And we'll answer those questions.
Okay, ladies. So, next question. How long do you feel it takes to put a script outline together?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Who was that?
Miss Kiki Styles.
That's a hard question. She said to put a script together?
Script outline.
Oh, that's for like...
that wouldn't be for us.
Yeah, that wouldn't be for Vanities. So we wouldn't really be able to answer that question. That's production. So we are in the vanity department, meaning we are hair, makeup, and wardrobe. So that wouldn't be a question for us.
When we say break down a script, we're talking about reading that script and taking out from a hair and makeup standpoint what we need to do from the script. So that's what we mean when we say we're breaking down a script. What we do is we go through that script and we read it over it, and we look
with a fine-tooth comb.
Yeah, with a fine-tooth comb, what hairstyles, what makeup. You know, in the first paragraph it just says Karen was walking across the street and her hair was blowing in the wind and she fell in the mud. Mm-hmm. You know, we're gonna look at what type of hairstyle she needs. If the hair is blowing and she fell in the mud, she's gonna need mud. You know, we're going to use dirt for makeup. Mm-hmm. We're going to make sure her hair is blowing, you know. So we're looking for those type of aspects from the film, from the script. But writing the script, that's not our department.
Not our department. Okay, next question. How did you become a department head, and what stage in your career were you in? And either of you.
I'm going to ask this question. Answer this.
This is from KDI Concepts.
Okay. Well, I can answer for me. Just for me. Well, to be honest, I feel like, you know how they say, God, everything happens for a reason. Sometimes you're just in the right place at the right time. Divine timing. I am a firm believer of divine timing, and a firm believer of, again, everything happens for a reason. But most of the time you just got to be prepared for it, because a lot of times we say we want something so bad, and if we're not ready for it, we can fail before we can even really get started, you know? So I just feel like when it was my time to become a department head, although I did not know exactly everything verbatim how to be a department head, I was prepared for it because I was a boss prior to. And although the salon industry is completely different from the film industry, you still carry on some of those same type of traits and characteristics from the salon industry. And when I first got my department head position, it was actually given to me because somebody else could not do the job. And it was more so just like we was talking about earlier, creating those partnerships and just, you know, being nice to certain people. And you just never, to everybody, you just never know who you might come in contact with that can probably pass you on to that job, you know, or recommend your name. Everybody's watching you, so you just never know. And just as I grow in the industry, and just even as a person, it's just I learn every single day, you know, just how to be better, you know. So I just feel like to be a department head, I never wanted to be a department head. Let's just start there. I never wanted to, because I just felt like it was just a whole lot of work. But I think that I think that life chose me. I think the life chose me. I think you got to be chosen for real, because it's not for the weak.
I agree with you, Kels. I think it kind of happened for me the same kind of way when it did happen. I was referred. Someone referred me, and I was actually terrified at first.
Yeah.
But I had started preparing for the opportunity of just my career to go to the next level. In my mind, I was like, I'm preparing for the next level. So I started buying things in advance. Yeah. And I had taken a class just to learn about department heading, not even planning to be a department head. And it came to me. I was like, be careful for what you set yourself up for. It might just happen. And as the class was finishing, the job referral came the very same week the class was finishing. I was like, uh-oh, what am I going to do?
Wow.
I'm going to do it.
I know.
And so as it came, I literally just walked into it. I'm like, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do a great job. And I'm scared or not, I'm going to do it. And I have a philosophy that I believe, jump and grow your wings on the way down.
Yeah.
I got that from Les Brown. And I said, and that's what I'm going to do. And it was one of the most wonderful experiences that I've ever had, and I enjoyed it immensely. I used my tribe around me, mentors. We talk about being a mentor, but I also have a mentor. So, like you said, it chose me. I spoke it into existence. Once I did get it, and I used the people around me to pull myself up. Learned as much as I could during the process, and enjoyed the journey.
Have you got a chance to be a department head, Rachel?
I haven't yet. No, I have.
Oh, my necklace.
For some really amazing department heads. I've been key hair, where I was, you know, on like commercials or things like that, where I was a hairstylist, but not a department head on a TV or movie.
She's on her way, though.
Do you want to?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it.
Because I'm like, you're so bossed up, like and you're just so like on point. So I know you would be a great department.
Absolutely.
Like, you know,
she's gonna be
your leader skills and everything. I think you would be a great department.
Right. I'm a big firm believer in timing. You know what I'm saying? Not that it is free, because I had a lot of other things that were going on where I was not being able to be a department head in those times. You know, I was dealing with things with my mom and things like that. I have stuff on my plate, you know. So I think now I'm ready to do it. You know. We have about
we already got our little thing going on.
Yeah.
So we gonna keep this going. I'm just
excited.
Is I have y'all. So if I'm ever like on set when I'm in that role and I'm tripping, y'all, I'm gonna call my girls because they mentor me just as much as they
matters so much to
a
good time, man. It really matters.
I'm gonna walk off set real quick. Sharice, Hills, yo, I'm tripping. Okay, they done said this, they done threw this at.
Oh my God.
That was y'all anyway.
Yeah. Exactly.
So